I think for me in general, I think that everyone has to acknowledge that they have privilege. And I'm not just talking about racial privilege. I went to college. I have 2 college degrees. I live in New York City, one of the most expensive cities in the world. All of that is privilege to some degree. So there are ways in which I'm not privileged, and then there are many ways in which I am. And I think just in the broader conversation of wellness, I think that acknowledgement is often very much lacking. And I think that definitely shows up in messaging with a lot of different brands. Like there was a meme that I came across and it stated like, oh, I will go to spend $100 at Target, but I won't spend $100 on therapy, or I'll go to $100 dinner, just kind of breaking it down and just essentially saying that you should just shift your perspective and really reassess like where you're spending your money, which is definitely part of it. But if you don't even have access, so again, I live in Bed-Stuy. It's a neighborhood that's rapidly gentrifying, and I've lived there now for almost 4 years. And I would say before, probably like a year and a half ago, I would mostly have to shop for groceries in the city just because there were no grocery stores really in my neighborhood, and the grocery stores that there were, the produce wouldn't be fresh, and I don't eat meat, but like the meat would be gray, just like the access to the quality of the food wasn't even there. And so I was privileged because I could come into the city and buy different food, but I know that my neighbors, and a lot of my neighbors, didn't have that luxury. But now since the neighborhood is changing so much, I've noticed that has shifted as well. So I think that just acknowledging that, I think, is a really big step. And when you're putting messaging out, if it's your own personal brand or you work for another brand on a larger scale, I think really like noting those things is just really important.